On December 8, 1980, the world lost one of its most influential musicians and peace advocates, John Lennon. This is the tragic story of his assassination, the events leading up to that fateful day, and the man who took his life. John Lennon was a global icon, known for his work with the Beatles and his solo career. Beyond music, Lennon was a vocal advocate for peace, often using his platform to call for an end to war and violence. His songs, such as Imagine and Give Peace a Chance, became anthems for the peace movement and resonated with millions worldwide. But on December 8, 1980, Lennon's life was cut short by David Chapman, a man whose name has become infamous in the annals of history. David Chapman was born on May 10, 1955, in Fort Worth, Texas. His early life was marked by a series of personal struggles. Chapman idolized Lennon, but later grew resentful, feeling betrayed by what he perceived as Lennon's hypocrisy. Chapman, struggling with mental health issues, found solace in J.D. Salinger's novel, The Catcher in the Rye. The book's protagonist, Holden Caulfield, became an obsession for Chapman, influencing his worldview. As a teenager, Chapman had a troubled life. He was a misfit in school, struggling to find his place. After graduating, he drifted between various jobs, including working as a security guard and even spending time volunteering in a Vietnamese refugee camp in the mid-1970s. These experiences did little to stabilize his troubled mind. Meanwhile, John Lennon was experiencing a resurgence in his career and personal life. After a 5-year hiatus from the music industry, Lennon had just released Double Fantasy, an album he considered a fresh start. He was reconnecting with his fans and looking forward to new projects. In the days leading up to December 8, 1980, Chapman traveled to New York City with a sinister plan. He checked into the Sheraton Hotel, making daily visits to the Dakota, Lennon's residence, and spent his days lingering outside, seeking an opportunity to confront the star. December 8th began like any other day for John Lennon. He and his wife, Yoko Ono, had a busy schedule. They started their day with an interview with RKO Radio, where Lennon spoke about his music and future plans. After the interview, they headed to a photo shoot for Rolling Stone magazine. In a chilling encounter earlier that day, Chapman approached Lennon outside the Dakota and asked for an autograph. Lennon obliged, unaware that this seemingly innocent fan was his future killer. Paul Goresh, an amateur photographer, captured this moment on film, an image that would later become iconic. As night fell, Lennon and Ono returned to the Dakota. At around 10:50 p.m., as they walked towards the entrance, Chapman emerged from the shadows. Without warning, he pulled out a .38 caliber revolver and fired 5 shots, 4 of which struck Lennon in the back and shoulder. Lennon was rushed to Roosevelt Hospital in a police car, but despite the medical team's best efforts, he was pronounced dead on arrival at 11:15 p.m. The news of his death sent shockwaves around the globe, plunging fans and fellow musicians into mourning. Chapman remained at the scene, reading The Catcher in the Rye, until the police arrived and arrested him. He later confessed to the murder, citing his disenchantment with Lennon's lifestyle and his own desire for notoriety. Chapman believed that by killing Lennon, he would achieve the fame he so desperately craved. Chapman was charged with second-degree murder and pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to 20 years to life in prison. Over the years, Chapman has been denied parole multiple times, remaining incarcerated to this day. During his parole hearings, Chapman has expressed remorse for his actions, but the severity of his crime and the impact on Lennon's family and fans have kept him behind bars. The aftermath of Lennon's assassination saw an outpouring of grief. Fans gathered for vigils, and tributes poured in from around the world. Strawberry Fields, a section of Central Park dedicated to Lennon, became a focal point for mourners. Lennon's legacy continues to inspire, with his messages of peace and love enduring despite the violence that ended his life. John Lennon's tragic death serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the impact one individual can have on the world. Though he is gone, his music and vision for a better world remain as relevant today as ever. Artists continue to cover his songs, and his influence can be seen in peace rallies and movements advocating for social change. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos from Back to the History.